I got it for 3 reasons. Right time, right place, and right
Is
God.
that fake chest hair?
Yes, it is fake chest hair. I did it so you could see the Star of David a little better.
That's really funny.
This is where the troops go in the back right there.
So I thank all of you for tuning in to 4 Years a Slave, because you have a lot of better things to do, I would hope, than watch this show. Like, I don't know, raising your kids, working at your job, just anything else. But today's guest, my very special Payton Black, one of my friends from my boot drop, by the way. So we go back a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're like two mobsters that go back with. I wouldn't say we didn't do anything illegal necessarily, but we have some memories.
Well, I got a couple stories that were illegal to the Marine Corps. Yeah.
Well, that'll work perfectly, because like I need to get canceled very quickly. I need
if anything, it's going to make me look bad, not you.
Well, do you have social media or anything like that? Like,
I do, but I'm not on it very much at all.
oh, that's
Like,
good.
I have friend requests going back 4 years, and I don't even know who these people are. It's just, I don't ever answer them. Ignore or accept. I don't do it.
Do you think you should accept it, and then they'll be wondering, like, wait, who is it? Like, Payton?
I have thought about it, yeah. Maybe a couple of them for sure.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, I can't thank you enough for being on here.
Oh, of course. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. You definitely, I will say, have the most, and I don't know if you would fit in this category per se, but the most bro-vet look I've seen so far of all the guys I've had on.
It's kind of the look I went for, yeah.
Okay. Do you like to call yourself that, or what do you think of that? Because I know people, it's like it's a weird thing that we see.
Yeah, for the most part, I am closed-lipped about it. I don't tell people, oh, hey, yeah, I was in. I don't really do anything of the sort like that stuff.
Okay.
The only veteran I know is my dad, so here, locally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma? That's kind of, I would think Oklahoma would be pretty veteran heavy, at least when it.
They probably are. I just don't know of them. I don't go around saying it.
Oh, okay. But what is the secret, though, to, like, because it's very, very well groomed, and I don't mean that to be flattering.
Really nothing. So there was a stint in, I forget what it was. It was when we went out there to the 29 Palms in Arizona, the YPG.
Yeah.
We all decided to grow out our mustaches. Well, mine was back then, was like real, just reminded you kind of like, what is it, Master Splinter?
Yeah.
Just all stringy and not good looking. Mm-hmm. So when I got out, though, I just let it grow, and it just became this. I never could do this before the Marine Corps. And then obviously during, we were shaving every day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it just happened.
So you're saying that this is God-given? This is...
Well, I mean, I do twirl it pretty much all day, every day. But yeah, it's no wax or oils or nothing.
Damn. I always love that when people have, when they have a talent that's, not to reuse the phrase, but, it's like a gift from God. It's like no work ethic whatsoever.
Well, it also doesn't grow any more than this. I wish it would.
Really?
It's long, that's it? Sure, but, come on. It could be down here.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember for a little bit you had I forget his name. I think he was the guitarist or the lead singer for Motorhead. You had, I think, was it Motorhead? Yeah, or I think it was, but you had a beard that looked exactly like that a little bit. It was like the long one, kind of, was it braided at one point?
I have braided it. I don't guess I've ever left the house before with it braided, but I should probably, right?
Yeah. Well, it looks good, though.
One time, when I first got out, my brother got me a job in the oil field, and I shaved it only right here. And then, so I just had two, like, split down the chin, and it was just all the way out here.
Yeah.
Called the Doom Rider.
The Dune Rider, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it was for sure ridiculous. They had me going out in public like that, and I'm like, all right, let's go, guys.
Have you ever thought about acting? I mean, that would probably get you a few certain roles in certain films and stuff.
No, I haven't, just because, I don't know, I'm a really laid-back, chill guy. I don't know if I could put any emotions or anything into it, so...
Okay. So what is your, I mean, because you and I know each other, we had a very similar, I guess, upbringing would be the word in the Marine Corps, but to everybody who doesn't know you, what is the story of Payton Black going through the Marine Corps? What is your upbringing?
Lots of hazing.
Yes.
That was just everybody's story. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really the best Marine, I wouldn't say.
Oh, let me backtrack. So what did you do? Like, who were you with? That kind of thing?
Oh, I was with CAT, 28 CAT.
Okay.
Same company as U Weapons. Mm-hmm. I was in, for most of the time, I was in the second squad, first truck with the 50 cal. My entire career, I was just a driver, which is pretty lame. I only jumped around a couple of times for 1 or 2 field ops. It's mostly 2-1.
Okay. Yeah. So how does the because cat can be a little weird because it's always machine gunners and then anti-tank missile men and then they'll merge them together half the time. But you were in cat 2?
2, yeah.
2. Okay. So how does
what you're talking about is on the Mew. When we split, I was in cat 1.
You were in cat 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because correct. I think it's changed a little bit since because I know they added like a completely different infantry unit to the Marine Corps now with like the way the Task Force 2030. But
I've read a little bit about that, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, same. Which I mean, given the nature of the show, I probably should be the one that's up on it. So what was because Cat was pretty intense, even looking at it from 81s. But like, what was the culture of the 2-8 Cat unit that you were in for?
So
if you had to articulate it to people who just don't know what it's about,
that varies a lot depending on our commanding officer. So when it was Lieutenant Mortensen, the very first one when we got in,
yeah,
he was pretty laid back. Not in a bad way, he kept us accountable and all that. But then Lieutenant Sierra came through. Now, we didn't realize until after he had gone how good he was. We all just hated how hard he was on us. Then Lieutenant Nold comes through, and he literally, I think you've had him on the show.
I did, yeah.
So I don't know, it's not verbatim, it's years ago, but he literally was like, hey, I know who you guys come from, Lieutenant Sierra, so I'm not going to be too hard on you guys. And he never had to be. Like, we all just held ourselves accountable because of Lieutenant Sierra.
Yeah.
Which is good in hindsight, but during, man, he was rough. It was rough to deal with.
Can I share a memory that I found
Sure.
that I found of you guys? So to go back to like it wasn't even hazing. It was just normal, senior kind of boot stuff. But it was, so we all got to the fleet. It was like 10 of us in our little drop that got to the unit. And everyone else was gone in California, remember, for Bridgeport. And then it was just us. I remember there was, I want to say it was a Saturday or maybe a Friday. Chapman and then some of the seniors that you had from CAT, they had called all of us to come up to their barracks room or something.
Really?
Yeah, but the 81s guys we went up to not knowing he just wanted the CAT guys. So all I remember seeing is like, we're like, shit, we don't know what he wants. Because, they were pretty intense guys. And so we're being fresh, boots, we're scared out of our mind. So we get up to the floor. All I see is somebody like asking us like, wait a minute, are you guys in CAT or 81s? We're like, no, we're 81s. He's like, all right, get the fuck out of here. But I remember when we were standing up there, just, not knowing what's going to happen. All I see is this open door slit. I see you like standing in there at like parade rest. And then I think I see like Clothier and 2 other guys just doing push-ups, getting just screamed at.
That was after everything. So
wait, what do you mean everything? Wait, did stuff happen that I'm not aware of?
a lot of stuff, yeah.
Oh, please share.
So my roommate at the time was Brown, and he was good buddies with Clothier.
Okay.
They go out to the movies, and then 10 minutes after that, 4 of them roll in. One of them was from Snipers. I think his name was Black.
Okay.
Also, can't remember his rank or nothing.
That sounds actually kind of familiar now that I think of it.
I think one of them was Childers, and I can't even remember the other 2, but there were 4 of them. At various points, I'm in different positions. I'm planking on my elbows and my knees with my heels kicked up.
Yep.
I'm getting hit with water bottles in the ribs and everything. Just getting yelled at. Hey, what do you know about this? What do you know about that? Knowledge test,
Yeah.
And I don't really remember how it ended, but Brown walks through the door, and then it escalated from there.
So this is after he came back from the movies?
Yeah, that's what you
has
saw.
no idea what's about to unleash on him.
Yeah, that's what you saw. So then it went on for a little bit. I'm mostly getting left off to the side now, someone new.
Okay.
But then it's Sunday. I didn't shave that morning, and they could tell.
Yeah.
So they take us in there. They take the handle off the razor blade, and they put toothpaste on it and tell Brown, shave his face with that. So he starts to do it, and I'm just sitting there like, all right, go ahead, dude. Just do it. And then they leave and the door shuts. You know how they're locked.
Yeah. Wait. So is the toothpaste like the shaving cream? Is that what they?
That's the idea. Yeah.
Does it sting or anything, or like depending on the toothpaste?
I mean, it was just the blades didn't even really cut through it that easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was kind of just smearing toothpaste on my face.
Oh.
But as soon as they leave, we give it like 3-4 seconds for them to walk away.
Yeah.
And we both die laughing. Like it was obviously so absurd.
Yeah.
Who goes through stuff like that? Well, now we do.
Yep.
But it was something. That was a good first night in the true fleet with all our seniors back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Kane came by and started giving me the rundown on what it's like being in the fleet.
Uh-huh.
That's when I very first met him.
What was the? Because I know everybody. We get this. I feel like this is everybody. We all have a picture of what it means to go into the service or the Marines or whatever. But then we have stuff like that happen, and it sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. It sets us in reality of what actually goes on here. But it's like what? It gives us what was your impression after, having those initial moments? Because that was only the first month I think we were there, right?
Yeah, because we showed up the day that they left. Because I remember Lance Corporal Reeves, my first team leader.
Yeah.
He was there to receive me, tell me where to go, what to do. But after that, they were gone. And then it was.
I think it varied per platoon because I know with 81s I know the date's surprisingly perfect, but we got there July 13th, and then the 81s guys left July 15th. So I don't know about the cat guys, but
maybe the same.
Yeah, it was pretty close though.
Yeah. And then for that whole month, I was just under one of the sniper guys that got left behind. Mm-hmm. And we didn't really do anything. We went to SIF and all that,
Was the sniper, was it, I want to say he was in snipers at the time. Was it Schwarm?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Schwarm, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute, so.
One time, come out of the barracks room. That smoke pit was right in the center of all 3 barracks rooms.
Uh-huh.
There's just a bunch of Marines there smoking. And Schwarm pulls me to the side and says, "Hey, go up to that Marine and say, 'Are you my daddy?'" I go up to him, I say it, and then I look at his name tag. It was Black.
Which?
Sniper Black. Yeah. So a Black going up to a Black and asking, "Are you my daddy?" Schwarm.
What did he say, though?
He didn't. He just oh my God, and turned away.
Oh, he caught up with the game?
Yeah.
That was it?
He saw it immediately, yeah.
Okay. Now, how was your camaraderie with the rest of the cat though? Like growing up in it, because obviously everybody it's big. When you're with dozens of other people, there's going to be politics, friendships, hatred, stuff like that. But we're all working together. But how was it? How did you fit in being with Cat?
Pretty solid. For the most part, like I said, it was mostly just Kane and I, and whoever was hanging out with Kane. Mm-hmm. Kane being the magnetic one, the gravity. Mm-hmm. I spent most of the time hanging out with Bernie. Remember Bernstein?
Ah, the Bear Jew.
He and I went out and watched John Wick 3 Parabellum together. Mm-hmm. I was pretty close with Cowan. You remember him?
Wait, I have to ask, when did you guys watch John Wick? Because is John Wick that old?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was in while we were. It was out in theaters while we were in the bricks.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God, why am I gotta live life a little more. I'm gonna die soon. This is fun. But and if you don't know who Kane is, go watch a couple episodes earlier. I need the views. But anyways, continue, sir.
And then Wilkinson. He was my roommate for a while, and we got along pretty good too.
Okay.
And I obviously haven't talked to him either, but he stayed in. He did. I want to say he did like cyber security or anti-cyber security, something like that. Mm-hmm. So he lat moved and stayed in. I don't know if he still is because it's been another 4 years already.
Yeah.
Other than that, is everybody. I was close with everybody, but those were the guys I would hang out with on my off time at Liberty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy being an anti-tank missile? Because you said you were a driver for most of your time, but I could imagine you almost said it with a sense of underwhelmingness, if that makes sense.
So there at the beginning, I said, before the show, I said I wasn't really the best of Marines. Mm-hmm. Being a driver for as a corporal, your full 4 years is not good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, eventually you want to be up to gunner, or like Wilkinson was, my team leader there at the end. Uh-huh. Team leader would be, VC, vehicle commander.
Okay.
But I just stayed driver, which is the second base. Like it goes dismount, driver, gunner, VC.
Okay, so driver, I don't want to say it's like the bitch work of being a...
That would be dismount.
Okay, yeah, but it's lower on the totem pole per se?
Per vehicle, it's the second lowest of the 4.
Okay.
which I didn't terribly mind. It's just that everybody else seems to think that was a big deal.
Yeah.
I like driving those trucks, man. The JLTVs are awesome.
Yeah. Oh, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a funny story about how when we were talking yesterday about how it turned over or something like you were in one that turned over or something like that.
It's the middle of the night, dead winter. It had to be one of my last few field ops because the JLTVs came at the end of our career, you know. So the little UTVs, the tiny little dune buggy, all-terrain vehicles. This guy goes through, he hits this puddle, and then the Humvee goes through, and then, you know those Humvees weigh 11,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It goes through, hits the puddle, fine. So I just keep my tires in their tracks, except that 22,000 pounds is a little bit just enough that it caved in the side of the hole, and I was sitting there like this, just holding myself up, you know, and that door weighed 300 pounds, everyone trying to lift it, and then my lieutenant got up, Lieutenant Sierra.
Okay.
He got up there, he gave me a brief on what was going on. Finally, he's just like, all right, Black, get out of the truck. We're going to bivvy. We're going to sleep right now. So a couple hours later, first crane truck shows up, you know, the real long flatbeds.
Yeah.
With the literal crane.
Yeah.
That first one shows up, and they get stuck too.
And so they're trying to pull you out of...
They didn't even reach me. They got stuck way away from me, like 200 yards.
So they didn't even get... Oh, yeah, so they didn't get to you at all.
No. So then we waited another couple hours for another one to show up, pull that one out, and then come pull me out. And then I don't really remember the rest of the night. It was 4 a.m. I was ready to go to sleep again.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Very bad. When I had Shitty on, he had a really funny take on Lieutenant Sierra, one of your guys' COs.
I think I already know.
So this is what he said. He said, it came out really shocking in the beginning. He said, I fucking hated him. And then I asked him, like, why do you... It sounded pretty visceral, like as if he was a bad guy. And he said, this is the reason why I hate him. That man loved us so much. Everything he did, purely for the love of the game. But you would think, at least one pizza party. The man didn't give us one fucking party at all.
That's not what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I thought through it more because you know how Kane is. He's not really going to sit there and dwell on it. But he knows Lieutenant Sierra was good for us. Like everything he did was for the love of the game, was to make us better. Yeah. And just so much so that our next lieutenant comes in, is like, I'm hands off on you guys. You guys are great.
Yeah. How was, because I had Jake, now it's weird to call them by their first name, especially now that we're out, but I've talked with him a lot. He seems a pretty good guy, but how was he when...
Who's Jake?
Jake Nold.
Nold? Oh, okay.
Because Bar spoke pretty highly of him. I think somebody else was talking about him too, but yeah, I have a very good impression of him just from talking with him, being on the show, doing other stuff. So.
Yeah, he was really cool. He was really smart. He and I got into it a little bit there at the end of my career, and I don't even know if he knows it because Lieutenant.
Yeah.
But so he had given me 2 months to check out as long as I went on one last field op.
Okay.
Well, I did do the field op, and he kept me out of the hike. But he also, 9 p.m, Wilkinson texts me, hey, Lieutenant wants you in the hike. I'm like, what the fuck? Ooh. So I show up that morning. They read off, the roll call, head count, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I forget who was calling it, but he goes, oh, and Black. So they penciled me in there.
Ah, okay.
That felt like a dick move. Mm-hmm. So guess what I did on that hike?
Nothing? You just didn't show up?
I fell out on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like give me your pack, get in the, what do you call them? The
like
Humvee.
The safety Vic?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Safety vehicle.
I did it on purpose. Mm-hmm. I ended up doing remedial PTs after that, but I also knew all the sergeants, so I'm just like, hey, man, I don't need to be here, right? He's like, nah, you're good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fun. That's kind of interesting, though.
But other than that, man, like I said, everyone liked him so much because he was the opposite of Lieutenant Sierra, because Lieutenant Sierra made us the way we were. Yeah. He told us that. He's like, I know who you came from. I'm going to be hands off with you guys. Mm-hmm. So that's why he was awesome to everybody.
Okay, yeah. Because I've heard impressions that he was the sort of cowboy figure in a way, or that he was very trusting of you guys in a good way, but I didn't know that was the backstory because of Sierra being Sierra. Yeah. Yeah, because he was hard on us. Mm-hmm. But obviously it turned out great. Now, when you say hard on you guys, what is that? Because if any leaders watching, this could be a good tip to make your boys better, but what was defined by hard on you guys? One time, you remember Trash Island? I don't know if you guys were there with us. So what was Trash Island for those who weren't there? It was this island that was like 0.8 kilometers long and 0.2 kilometers wide.
The first time we went there were thousands of bird eggs on the ground and then thousands of birds nesting them.
Yeah.
The second time we come there are mice and bats.
Yeah.
So, cool story on that. One of my boots chucked an e-tool at one and chopped the head off of a mouse about 5 feet away from him.
Really?
Yeah, it was right in front of me. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
One shot, one kill. Very impressive.
Yeah. But so the LCAX land is here, and we didn't take trucks on this one. We hiked all the way up there to the first, and we were trying out a new thing. I knew that Marine Corps HQ was wanting to see how it worked.
Yeah.
We had 3 machine gun pits, and then we had a Guardian Angel patrol with an actual live mag.
Okay.
Condition 3, I think.
Yeah.
Can't remember. I think there was one in the chamber. But anyways, they just patrolled, and then every once in a while we would go off into the ocean, cool off because it's the middle of the desert. But a couple nights later, in the evening, we're hiking back, and I don't know what went wrong, but we get back, and Lieutenant Sierra is pissed off. He's just like, I can't remember exactly how it started, but he's like, what the hell went wrong? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, do you guys know what... You know what I'm getting at or something like that. And he goes, you guys are way fucking better than that. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
I have no idea. So I don't even know sometimes why he was so hard on us. During the ship, and I don't know what everyone else's looked like, but it was train your mind once a day, train your body once a day, and see the sun.
Okay.
So we had classes and PTs every day, except for Sundays because Gunny... Oh, I can't remember his name.
And for context, when he says see the sun, I imagine you guys probably didn't achieve. That was my biggest complaint about being on that boat was because we were locked in so much. You can't, like when you're on people forget when you're on a naval ship, 9 times out of 10, you're never going to see sunlight. It's almost like being on a submarine in a way. That drove me up a wall when we were there. Not to steal your thunder, but
no, that's
please.
all right. So mostly it was just smoke pits because weren't we on? You were on the baton, so
yeah,
we just went to the smoke pits.
Yeah, that's such a contradiction though, because it's you get sunlight, but you also get cancer conveniently blowing through your mouth thanks to someone else.
A lot of the times he would schedule PTs, whether it be a hike from the well deck to all the way up to the flight deck. What was that bottom one called? It was the well deck, right?
Yeah, where all the vehicles and stuff are stored.
And then the hangar and then the flight deck.
Yes.
Yeah, but so we would hike up all of the ramps and then we would circle the flight deck a couple times and then go back down.
Okay.
Or we would run the same route. Like he was getting us outside as much as he could, but he also couldn't do it. You can't lock down the flight deck every day.
No, of course.
So he would just say, go see the sun somehow. Other than that, it was just classes and PTs every day.
Yeah.
And then after a while, Gunny, I can't remember his name, he got fed up with it too. So he finally talked him out of it. We get Sundays off. Sundays, we can do whatever we want.
Okay.
He still wanted us to see the sun, but he couldn't make us do it.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people need flight hours for God knows whatever reason.
Apparently, the Navy is all about training. No matter what they're doing, they're always training something.
Marines too, because like even the pilots, they gotta. When is the Marine Corps going to understand that you can only put so many flight hours into these people before they crash the bird and die with it? Like,
I mean,
because
yeah.
it happens every month. It feels like
The Osprey is literally nicknamed the Marine Killer.
Is that an actual nickname?
From what I've heard from other people, yeah.
But what's sad though is that's true though, because I don't think it's Ospreys, but it's just they're like. Yeah, you remember the Stephanie Simon, the boxer that you were talking about that I had on? We were talking about because she was a track commander. She was like a track platoon commander, and she gave the same thing about how these machines are 50% operable, and they're still getting pushed to run these things. Like, no, we're gonna die.
Yeah, like all those AAV accidents.
Yeah, I think Major Geiger, he wasn't involved with it directly, but he had to do something with the. I don't know if you remember, it was 5 or 6 years ago. There was that AAV in California. It sunk, and 8 or 9 Marines died in it. They drowned in it. Something terrible with it, but it was for the same reasons.
Yeah, a lot of it is like the diesel lines, bust open and they catch on fire and they just burn alive in there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't say a lot of the times, but I've read about it once happening at least.
God, I as much as I've complained about the Afghanistan pullout, I think I'd rather get blown up by an IED than do that. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But then, didn't you guys get on the Ospreys for the? Can't remember the name of that one either. I think the other one was WTI, right? When we were in the deserts.
Yeah, when we were doing the
So the training to go
there.
on the Mew, S something. Anyways, that stuff. Where we were out there in those round hooches. Mm-hmm. You guys had to get on the Ospreys for trap training. I don't know if you took off or not, but Kat didn't even have to get on it. We were patrolling on foot.
It's funny you bring that up because we did have to do that. We would train, like we would fly, go to some random location and then land, do an actual mock mission per se. But what was funny was there was an actual crash that happened. Not with us, but just Marine Corps, Navy related. There was a crash. A couple Marines died, and it was sad and everything. But it was the same. I forget what it was, an Osprey or C1. It was the same type of bird that we were going to be using, and this made us very suspicious. The day before we were going to get on that, we were going to do the mock mission and get on the plane. They asked us to give them a roster of our names, our EDI-PI, our social, and then our MOS listing, like all the stuff convenient that the Marine Corps lists off when someone gets killed.
That a dog tag would have?
Yes, and we're like, that is very... I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you're really going to push me, yeah. You guys are preparing for the worst, and I'm not confident in this.
Right?
Yeah. I don't hold any government secrets, too. So, I know why they'd kill me because I'm a household name now, so...
Yeah, I mean, they've declassified our Mew now. Remember how hard they were pushing loose lips, sink ships?
Wait, they declassified? Or
You can read up all about it now.
wait, so we were on a boat that was classified at one point?
It was all secret.
What was secret? I
Don't
didn't know
send
this.
out emails about where you are, what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't, just pretty much that. I guess you could send letters. I never sent letters. I just went down to the library and sent emails.
Yeah.
But we constantly were getting briefs. Don't say anything to anyone.
Yeah.
No one knows where you are right now.
Wait, was that the end of it? Because I have a funny story that everybody gripes about.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, so do you remember this this is all true. We were told on this boat, hey, don't give away any details about the ship, where you're on, what you're doing, because we don't want the enemy nations to know what's going to happen. Do you remember, I think it was the week after they killed Soleimani, it was Fox News or CNN, after we had been told, we were threatened to get NJP'd if we gave away any secrets about these boats. We found on Fox News the week after that, they had under that little heading thingy, whatever that goes
the
by.
Scroll bar, yeah.
Yeah. They had the list of all of our ships in that fleet saying we were going to the Gulf Strait. Literally said it on the breaking news tab.
So that's why all those skiffs were there. Was it the Gulf Strait? I don't know. But those guys that showed up,
Yeah.
that's probably why they were there.
Am I the only one who sees the red flag here? How did they know this before? What?
Yeah.
Nobody was made an example of. So either somebody snitched or maybe Palantir was listening to us before we knew it back then.
Yeah, I don't know. But I remember soon after, I was trying to find information on it because my dad would send emails about hey, are you guys doing this? I'm like, kinda. How do you know that?
Yeah.
Are you guessing? Because he was in, so he might have some knowledge.
Okay.
But are you guessing or do you know something? Because we're not supposed to say anything.
Yeah.
So I kind of Googled it and I couldn't find much information. But then I did again recently just because a lot of people are interested. Once they do get to know me more, and I am a Marine, they'll ask about this, that, and the other. I'll tell them about Baton. I'll show them what it is and everything. They ask a ton of questions. But yeah, our whole story is on there now. You can read everything about it.
Dude, that's wild. Do you think do you think they would have the Trash Island story there too?
No, they wouldn't have details that specific. It was mostly just where we were and what we could have done or the reasons we were there.
How funny it would have been if they did have actual photos of the shenanigans that we did do on that boat or anything else, as I don't know, as secret details or just life of what happened.
Man, that would be some scandal like those pissing snipers. The Marine Corps would not be okay with that getting out. We disowned this entire unit.
Yep.
But that would be every unit.
They're just gonna pull a CIA we didn't do that. That's not us. They're just
right.
flat out deny it.
These guys are just on set.
Yeah, that's not the American military. What are you talking about? Kane Shitty. I don't know who you're talking about.
Right, yeah. No one would recognize him.
So you have several, and I know at least one story that may or may not be controversial, but what were some of the funnier pictures and stories that you have from either the Mew or just your 4 years a slave?
Well, it's probably a story you've talked about that most people would appreciate. How those berthings were set up. How they were all just these wacky little maze roads.
And the berthings, they're the the living quarters when you live on a Navy ship, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there for a while there, we all named the aisles after porn stars.
Yes.
So it'd be like Riley Reid Road or something else. But it caught on so much that, well, I probably won't say his name, but he had his girlfriend send him a poster of Riley Reid, and they hanged it up there.
Really?
Yeah, just a nude poster of Riley Reid.
What was I didn't see that one. I mean, not like it matters. You can see you're online anyway.
Yeah. But I can't remember any of the other names, but they were pretty good. They were pretty good names. It was, I don't know if it got to did it get to your guys' side?
Yeah, it was all because we had because it wasn't just we named them street names, but we would take these cardboard signs and actually put them up on like the high the ceiling. I think Popa was the one. Shout out to Bill. I think he was the one who made it, but it was something Riley Reid, and then it was like August Ames Memorial Highway because she just killed herself.
Yeah.
Before we went on that deployment.
There was, man, and I don't get it. There was a group of guys who would sit on Riley Reid Road, and they would watch that Playboy drama series, whatever it was.
Oh my God!
But they would all lay in their 6 racks. One would sit up top, one would sit down below.
Can you articulate what I didn't even know a show like this existed, but can you articulate what the show was that they were watching?
Not really, because I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't watch it too, but I knew the premise because, of course, everybody talked about it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like some real life drama series for entertainment, but they were getting naked and fucking a lot.
Yeah, so it was a competition show, but what they would do, it was, if I have the gist of it right, I think it was I don't want to say a bracket, but it was almost like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or some type of competition, but each week around it involved them doing something like sexual.
Yeah.
And I think what really got onto it was because it turns out one of the male contestants was also a Marine. So that became the immediate fan favorite. And anytime he would, participate in the act, so to speak, everybody would root for him. They'd cheer him on. They'd give him commentary play by play.
Yeah. Let's see what else. I mean, your memes are worth a call out.
Oh yeah.
You caused ship-wide drama with those memes.
I literally got canceled.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
What were they called? The women that you were making fun of?
The FET team.
FET team.
I didn't even make fun of them. Like if you looked at can you share? I want you to paint this picture for everybody because we have some fans who know this story, but if anyone's new who doesn't know the lore behind this legendary novella of a series, what were the mess deck memes as they were?
They were just this really big whiteboard that Sewell would draw memes on. I remember some of the pictures, but I don't remember most of the jokes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you had, what was his name? The artist Mortimer, the sergeant that came in. Didn't you have him draw a few of them? Or was that all you?
Oh, Hyatt?
Yeah, Hyatt.
Yeah, he would kind of coach me through because I would just trace stuff a lot. I didn't really know how to create art from scratch, so I would have him help me sometimes.
Yeah. But I mean, again, I don't remember the jokes so long ago, but they were always good. And then one day they're down, and I come and ask you why. Oh, the FET team got a little butt hurt. I had to take them down. They won't let me do it no more.
Yeah.
So then didn't you start doing it in the berthing?
Well, so they were in the berthing, but when I would do it on the mess deck, which is like our cafeteria per se, I would take the whiteboard and I would draw up something that would be funny for the crowd and I'd put it up there.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Navy and the Marine Corps loved it because keep in mind, this is 2020. The world's shut down. We don't know what's going on. Not to mention we're on a naval ship. Life is just, it sucks. It's not fun. So this was a great boost for everybody's day. I would casually play with everybody, like the Navy cooks, the recon Marines, and everyone liked it. Except for one group.
The FET team.
Yeah, the FET team. Yeah.
Oh, and then...
Look where I am now. Yeah, doing... yeah, and so it was weird. I was kind of semi-famous on that boat for a while, even though half the people knew who I was and then the other half didn't. I don't know, it was weird. It was a weird time.
It was I mean, another thing, you notice how we didn't go through COVID at all?
That was
like we had the weirdness of it, but we still were on a tiny little ship with 5,000 people.
Yeah, we didn't firmly grasp anything that was going on in the world.
Yeah, because I still hear stories from people, oh yeah, during COVID, this happened. I'm like, huh? we didn't live it. I have no idea what these people are talking about.
No, I mean, I got to experience COVID when I got out and went to college because college was still kind of shut down when I got out. But it's just weird to think when people talk about, like the toilet paper was out of stock for forever at these, grocery stores.
Yeah.
You couldn't get, real food. You had to be 6 feet apart. You would see people with face masks and taking it too serious. And social media can only do so much justice. It doesn't help because we weren't there physically.
Right. And then my dad was talking about driving down one of these highways and the whole city, like it was up high. So you could see a lot out here and then oncoming. Yeah. And it was just empty. Uh-huh. And obviously that would be a weird feeling. Mm-hmm. Be driving through a dead city. Yeah, it's like The Walking Dead. Like, am I supposed to? Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of some other stuff here.
What about the tire that I guess would be the thumbnail of this episode? But
was
it Ryan Davis in the tire?
Yeah, so it was in Japan.
Okay.
On that field right across the street from our barracks.
Yeah.
The UCO field, I think it was called.
Okay.
But we were doing combat lifesavers drills.
Okay.
So that's what it was. We had to pull him. Well, he wedged himself in this tire. He picked it up and then went head first in it and just laid there with his legs sticking out. You guys will see the thumbnail. But I just took a picture of that one. I had a couple of other pictures from that day because Jones and Kane, Chitty, they were messing around on the pull-up bars. Mm-hmm. But it was just combat lifesaver drills.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going to text Chitty to let him know we're on.
Okay.
See if he picks up. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, it was just, we pulled him out of the tire and put 4 tourniquets on him and moved on. It was one of those things.
Wait, you put 4? Where'd you put the tourniquets on?
Legs and arms. Yeah.
Combat lifesaver, which is, basically be like teaching Marines how to be the medic per se, or, learn how to be a corpsman. That was always, I feel, very underappreciated in terms of how fun it could have been.
Yeah.
It was a good crossbreed of being fun while also learning real valuable stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
But just so like putting the 4 tourniquets on them, trying to, if you are told to be a casualty, you have to be an actor, acting like you're hurt and all this stuff.
And then they tell you to get real belligerent about it. So they're flailing around trying to fight you off, and you have to put them down and get a tourniquet on them. So you're in a ground fighting all of a sudden, but this guy has no arm except he does, and he's using it. I actually screwed myself on combat lifesavers. So we went through that course in Japan, and you know how you had to take the buses everywhere?
Yeah.
On that last day, I missed the bus. That last day was the pig day.
Going to the course?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so Moran, I think it was Moran, Corporal maybe at that time.
Yeah.
He came on my door and bitched me out about it. I'm just like, dude, like I didn't miss it on purpose, I wanted to go. Yeah. Because like you said, combat life, it's fun. It's fun stuff. But yeah, I just missed it, never got CLS certified.
But you do know how to do it, right? Or at least back then.
I mean, the only thing that I'm told I didn't learn was how to give someone a shot or set them up for, the injection. Yeah. Because I guess they did that on that last day.
Oh, yeah, we did do that. That was always funky because since we're not really that well trained, people would bleed out and stuff like that.
Yeah. You have to poke them 2 or 3 times.
Oh, God, yeah. I have a funny picture of, because me, I don't know if you remember these guys, but it was me, a guy named Collier, and then Big Vaughn.
Collier and, Vaughn, okay.
Yeah, we were this kind of de facto group, and we were practicing on each other, and I have a picture of the other two. So Collier was given a needle to Vaughn, and I think if I remember it right, you have to apply pressure to the needle of it so that way it doesn't bleed out, because if you just put the needle in and you let it open, the blood's just going to pour.
Yeah, it's going to go outside the needle.
Yeah, but it took us a minute to understand that lesson. So you just see the needle finally applied on Big Vaughn, and you just see Collier posing, and there's just blood all over the table.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of blood from a big man. That's not a very good combination.
Right.
Should we dive into because I want to hear more about this since I'm hazy on it, but the waterboard story?
Man, I don't even know how it started, but, and who knows how any of it starts. Yeah. So in Japan again, I was roommates with Davis Ryan, again, the tire guy, and Lacoste. You remember him?
Yes.
So they just decided they wanted to do it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do it, but I'll record you guys. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for I think that video was 3 minutes and 8 seconds long. And they weren't bound or nothing. Like they could take the towel off, but they didn't.
If I cut you off, I just want people to appreciate the irony of this, because I try to convey the fact that, oh yeah, people in the Marines, the military, you know, they're like regular people, except we want to get waterboarded. We want to, you know, throw ourselves in tires. You know, we're like regular people, but then we do.
Yeah, but we have so much energy. We do dumb shit all the time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So like I said, they weren't bound. They had the towels on their own faces.
So how are they? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think when you waterboard somebody, or at least when, from what we've seen of terrorists trying to do it to, you know, their victims, who it may be, don't they have them kind of bound on a chair, and they're almost upside down? They're laying like this in a way.
Yeah. Just the binding. That was just to point out the fact that, hey, if this was real, you would be bound because you can't take the towel off your face.
Yeah, you're literally
They
stuck.
weren't bound and still just held it and coughed and sputtered. They went for it, dude. They kept going.
Were they just flat on the ground?
Yeah, they were laying in the shower.
Oh,
in
okay.
the Japan
that
showers.
shows the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long did they last, though? I'm very curious how they held out and maintained this.
Man, that's with those like 30, 20, 10-second stints. They just, like I said, they just kept going. It was so ridiculous. So dumb. But yeah, both of them did it. I have video of both of them.
What's crazy? So I will want to see this, and then I'll probably post it up there. But part of me thinks, and I don't know if this just shows how much of a psychopath that I can be, but is it weird to think that waterboarding, when you look at it, it doesn't look that bad?
That's probably why they did it. Honestly, it's like, come on, we're watching this movie together. That doesn't look so bad. Like,
because it just looks like you're getting water put on your face.
yeah. Yeah, but then that towel starts getting soaked up. Now you can't breathe through the towel. Yeah. And then it's coming through. Water's coming through the towel still.
Yes.
Evidently, it gets pretty intense since I've seen it happen to 2 people.
Yeah. How were they when they? Because I imagine they were either maybe skittish or maybe like excited when they went to do it, but when they took the towel off and you see their faces, was it a completely different story, or how?
No. Like I said, they kept going for it. They did it multiple times. So they were just excited. They were having fun,
That's funny.
which is wild.
Chitty did send a voice transcript. Should I risk it for the biscuit, knowing that this man could say anything unhinged?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do it. I need to get canceled.
He might even call me the N-word.
Really?
He might.
Well, so he is black, so we do have the pass here. I'm not saying that word. Please, for the people who run social media, God, Daddy, whoever it may be, I do not. I don't condone racism. I'll say every woke message I can so they don't really shut the page down. But let's see what Chitty has to say here.
Hey, cool. Tell Black and the entirety of the internet, my bad. I'm a piece of shit sellout, and I have a shop. Sorry. I talk all this punk rock shit, but turns out capitalism won.
I kind of figured he'd be working.
It very well did, Chitty. Oh, he's giving it. A man like him gives into the system. Can you believe that?
Well, you don't see the money he makes. Holy.
Chitty makes money?
A lot.
What does he do?
He's a mover, a house mover, or maybe a building mover, not just homes, but that's all he does. And I get a picture of him and his buddies, whoever he was working with that day.
Is it just their own little business thing?
I don't think so. I don't know how much he wants me to get into it, but most people think it's sketchy, which when you see him send you a selfie with his buddy and they got rolls of hundreds hanging out, they just got tipped this much money. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yeah, are they moving for specific people, or are they actually moving the people's stuff not where they want it to go?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know the details. I just know he likes it. He's making a lot of money.
Well, you know what? Good for him. You know,
Yeah.
Life is like a sandwich. No matter which way you flip it, the bread comes first. So it's.
Hey, Kane, you got to quit that job and apply to Dunkin's finally. He wants to work at Dunkin's so bad, but he won't do it.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's hilarious. Dunkin's of all things.
Yeah. What? That man never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah,
It's
you
just-
can't understand him.
No. It's wild to think that, because I remember Major Geiger talking about it. He's like, if we could retain the right Marines, it's like the Marine Corps would be so much better. It'd be fucking lethal. I mean, he didn't say the F word, but it would be unstoppable, right? this is one of the guys that we thought would be the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he would be, but it's weird to think that there's these flip personalities.
It's weird when you see him, you see what he does, and then you meet him and you hear what he says. You're like, what in the world?
Yeah, it's a lot like how we vote for, how we fall in love with like our favorite politician, and then we find out they've been to Epstein's Island. It's like, well, he's a good pedophile because he cuts my taxes. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, and that's a whole other can of worms we could riff into, but I don't know if you hold any reservations on, like, are you political or
I'm
anything
just not
like that?
spun up on it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people. I vote, but I don't care.
Yeah. I feel it's more common than what people think, because when we watch the news or stuff, it's always, left or right divisive stuff, but most people just don't really. When I look in the world, most people don't care. They just want to live their life. They want to fit in.
And kind of the biggest reason I don't care is some of it just baffles you how stupid everyone is.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why certain things are such a big issue, but those are like the defining issue. And I don't care about that issue one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like, do whatever is right for the people, as we should. But they're so polarizing. It's almost hateful.
Yeah.
Or it actually is extremely hateful. I'm like, man, I don't need all that drama and hate. I'm just going to relax and not pay attention to you.
Yeah, I got more important things to worry about in my life, like trying to get Chitty to answer his phone, you fucking idiot. Yeah, there's more important, bigger stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
Well, how was the transition? Because you actually have a rather inspiring story, if you know what I mean, but of you getting out and, how was the transition of Black, deciding to leave the Marine Corps and then get out? How was that?
Oh, I decided to leave the Marine Corps when I decided to join. I was always going to do 4 years and get out.
Okay, so you had the goal of just one enlistment and then don't bite off more than I can chew?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I was one of those guys that kind of just wanted to be a Marine.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, I was there. I did my best sometimes.
If you don't mind if I could backtrack, because everybody always has the why part of it, or at least some reason to join, or at least everybody asks everybody. But what was your, coming out of high school, or like your, at what point did you join in your life, and what made you want to be a Marine versus the other branches, or just living a normal civilian life?
The answer I give is the true answer, which I'll give you, but then I'll say some other stuff. Everybody always says that's just a high school answer. That's bullshit. Give me a real reason. I kind of just wanted to kill someone.
Okay.
And that was the easiest way to do it, even though it didn't happen.
I don't know why people think, because it's really crazy that your answer I don't feel is unpopular. A lot of people join for that very reason, because they want adventure. They want the ability to do something that cool or intense per se.
Intense, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's like Marines. They're the big bad. They're tough. The few, the proud. All the moto stuff.
Yeah.
My whole life, my dad was one. So, I also went into boot camp super prepared on exactly what was going to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
He didn't go to active service, though, so I didn't know what to expect when I got to the fleet.
Oh, so was he a reservist? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had already had me and my middle brother, and then the year before he got out, I think, is when he had the youngest brother.
Okay. So you were alive and cognizant when he was still in?
Yeah, I remember. So he was in Super Squad. It's a peacetime competition. The best of the best. They all get together and they have these really intense, land nav, firing range, E-course,
really
tactical, like maybe force on force. I'm not sure if they did that. I don't know everything that he did.
Do they still do that? That actually sounds pretty OP.
Yeah. So I don't remember his name. Staff sergeant, pretty big guy, bald.
That sounds like so many staff NCOs right there.
Yeah, but he wasn't an 03, as far as I remember.
Okay.
But he won Super Squad, first place for the firing range.
Really? Okay.
Of the entire Marine Corps, he was the best shooter in the Marine Corps. He was in our unit.
Dude, that's badass. Okay.
Yeah. So they do still do it, but it doesn't seem like they do it to the extent that my dad performed.
Okay.
But he did it twice, and he won the second time.
Yeah.
So all that is to say, he was a reservist, but he was also way more active than once every 2 weeks, 2 weeks out of the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, since he didn't go fleet, he didn't 100% know what I was going to go through.
No, of course.
But I remember being in some bleachers. I'm probably 3, 4, 5, probably 5. And they're drilling in this big open square. And I don't remember why we were there. And that's the only picture I can see in my head. They're just drilling in a line, and then they form up at some point, I'm sure. But that's all I remember of that. Told you I was at Daytona Beach. That was because of that. For whatever reason, I can't remember.
Shout out Sunshine State.
And then once he got out, he was working night shifts at GM. So didn't see him a whole lot. Then we moved out here. Then we started hanging out a whole bunch. That's when it got closer to me joining, I would ask all these questions, and he would, tell me everything, like all of the tricks of boot camp, since he had told me about them, where other guys lose their temper or, freak out. I'm like, oh, he said that would happen.
Okay.
Because like you're in the sand pit and you're doing the PTs, you're doing the workouts, and then the DI calls you out for not doing it, but you just did it. And then the guy right in front of me, he turns around, he's like, "What the fuck, Black?" I'm like, I know I was doing it. He called me out just to get that reaction out of someone.
Yeah.
And it worked. And that guy was older. Like, he should have had more sense than that.
Yeah.
He knows no one's shirking this off.
Yeah.
We're all doing the same thing as hard as we can. But yeah, the decision to join was all my life, really. Like, I just wanted to be...
It was inevitable.
Yeah, I just wanted to go through it, be a Marine.
Yeah.
I didn't join straight out of high school because my senior year, I did a VOTEC course for cars. So I graduated high school, and then if I stopped then and went to the Marine Corps, I wouldn't have finished that certification. So I finished that for free instead of having to pay for it, because it was like a next step scholarship thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got that school for free. I was working at UPS at that time, and then that's when I finally joined August, and they shipped me out in February.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So did you feel, I assume you felt pretty prepared then, from what it sounds like?
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that did hit me, though, which shouldn't have from what I just told you about, but when I got out of boot camp, came home, when I was in SOI, but those first few days before everything starts, everybody's bustling around, unloading their stuff, setting their racks up.
Yeah, just getting acquainted.
Yeah, I was freaking out. Like, dude, I'm going to go through boot camp all over again. But another thing that my dad had told me, all my life I've heard this, School of Infantry was the most fun he's ever had in his life. He would do it again right this second if they asked him to.
Interesting.
And honestly, true. SOI was so much fucking fun.
Now, why do you say, because I don't get many people talking about their, I guess for the Pogue equivalent, it's like their MCT, or the Army, they call it an A school per se.
MOS
like,
school, more
yeah,
or
like
less.
the MO. So what makes the MOS school for, just to clarify it for other branches, what made that, what made that a fun experience?
All of it, and by that I mean you're constantly living in the dirt, always camping out, always operating somehow, whether it's, just setting up the Sabre, because I was the O-352 with the missiles.
Yeah.
The anti-tank missile gunner is what that is. But just everything that we did, hiking here, hiking there, blank fire, ambush setups, claymore setting up, and just everything that we did, man. I can't even remember everything.
You almost feel, because if I could articulate it a little bit, but SOI, or at least that part of like our MOS school, this is where you like the real Marine stuff kind of comes in. Whereas boot camp, it's just more of a
In boot camp, you got BWT, the basic warrior training.
Yeah,
that was a week of fieldcraft. That was pretty fun for me. I mean, the DIs, they make it shit on purpose. My senior came by and started dumping all our canteens into the little divots that you have to crawl under.
Yep.
So we just got soaked in sand, and that was awful.
Yeah.
But that's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Living in the dirt and operating with your weapons. That's what I joined for. Come to find out, 90% of the Marine Corps is garrison and PFTs and CFTs. I hate that.
Yeah, it sucks but it makes so much sense though, because we, when people want to see combat or have that adventure, you have this mentality of thinking I'm going to be doing that every day. I'm going to be out there doing stuff. You only think about the deployments you're going to, whether it's to Afghanistan or if you were in the 60s to Vietnam. But you forget that's only like, you're not doing that every day. Like it's almost like working out in a sense. You think about, I want to grow my chest. I want to do leg day. But what are you doing the other 23 hours of the day? Or what are you doing the other 6 days a week or the other 7 months out of the year? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why field ops were the best. because it's a week of nothing but doing the thing you want all the time, 24/7. That's the biggest reason I agreed to go on that last field op. You get 2 months to check out of the Marine Corps, but I want you on this field op. Okay.
Yep.
I'll do that again.
Yeah.
I'll have you guys leave me the hell alone for 2 months and do one field op for you. Hell yeah. Perfect deal.
So with all that said, do you miss it though?
No.
You don't miss it?
Nope, not really. Like I said, I had the mindset of going in, doing 4, and getting out. And, Kane's the only one I really kept in contact with. A couple of other guys outside of our unit, and they wouldn't even know to watch the show. I'm going to his wedding next month.
Who's wedding?
His name's Braden Daly. I don't even know his unit. He was an armorer though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know his unit.
No,
I
okay,
can't
that's
remember.
fine.
But we got really close. Started a car club, and I would pretty much stay at his house off base every night.
Okay,
there for the
sick.
last year, pretty much before we left to the MU is when it started. When I got back, it kept going on for a little bit.
Would you go back in though I know you said you don't miss it, but a lot of people feel the urge or the temptation of wanting to go back in at some point.
The same thing my dad said my whole life. I'd go back to SOI. I'd redo SOI. Whether I was teaching or doing it, I'd do that again.
SOI, from what I've heard though, it's way better than what we went through because apparently it's like 6 months long. They do
What?
They make them because the new Task Force 2030 or Plan 2030, I forget the name for it, but they're making the infantryman jack of all trades. So if I have it right, I think they swiped most of the MOSs except for 0341, and there was another one I think they kept, but they're becoming jack of all trades. So they learn the machine gun knowledge, they learn all the basic rifleman stuff. I want to say they learn. Do they learn 0352? I'm not too sure, but instead of just learning a very specific weapon system, they're learning almost everything that they can. And because of that, they're making it much longer. They're learning a lot of amazing stuff over there.
We'll have to see how that works out. The reason I say that is because every military in the world, every military in our country, they all say boot camp, basically trained Marines are fucking killers.
Yeah.
So with our basic training and then our expert training on a specific weapon system, I feel like that was the way to go.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how it works out the way they're doing it now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because if you become a specialist, it's, you become a master of one, you become fucking skilled at something.
Yeah.
Versus being it's very hard to hone in your skills if you're learning a bunch of different stuff.
Takes a lot longer, which I guess is for the 6 months purpose. But then you get to the fleet and the whole thing happens every single time, the boot drops, where they data dump. And they just, the pressure of the fleet, the command presence of your seniors, they're drilling you for all these questions, and you just I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget. It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
That's going to happen way worse now.
Well, plus I feel the problem is because the Marine Corps, boot camp and SOI, and I know it has to be the other way for the other branches, but they make it like a schoolhouse where it's just, it doesn't really prepare you for success in the fleet or in actual combat. It just gives you the baseline of what to
That's what boot camp's supposed to be for.
Yeah, but the mortars were a perfect example. We knew all the basics of how to do gun drills and bore sighting and stuff, but they didn't really teach us how to do it quickly or do it, under pressure per se.
Yeah.
So when we got to the fleet, it's like, oh, this is nothing. We really, and we honed it in, of course, but you can't just go from SOI straight into the heat of whatever conflict that you're, or your MCT or MOS school. I mean, you really have to hone it in once you get there.
Yeah.
And it's funny you bring it up with other militaries. I've heard this from, I think it was the British military. They're really astounded by how Americans, especially with Marines and soldiers, it's a 24/7 job. We make it our life.
Yep.
When we go. A lot of these other militaries, during their working hours, it's their work. They train, they'll hone it in, whatever they can. But after work hours, it's, your life is your life. They don't really pressure it on you afterwards. But with us, it's hey, Marine 24/7. It's nonstop. This is your life and soul.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Filipinos. Did you meet any of those guys?
I fucking love the Philippine Marines.
They loved us.
Yeah.
They were fresh out of the Battle of Marawi, showing us videos of
they're salt dogs.
Questionable stuff, and they could have gone on leave, but they heard we were there, so they came and saw us.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because like I said, they just got out of a real battle.
Yeah.
And Yeah, no, they didn't want to go on leave. They wanted to come hang out and train with us.
Fighting ISIS in the jungle. That's intense. I think the craziest story, you could probably share stuff, because so we were with Philippine mortarmen, because that's what I was, and so we had mortarmen. So were you guys with Philippine machine gunners and if they have anti-tank missile
Yeah,
guys?
they don't. They had the machine gunners, and the machine gunners were doing that stuff. At that point, I was kind of, I forget what it's called, but basically I was the driver for the higher ups. So I would drive them here, and then I would go put a post down here with the Filipino Air Force. And me and, man, I'm actually really bad with these guys' names.
Hey, their names are really confusing, because I don't know if you remember, but because they were like, they all have Asian first names and then Spanish last names.
Oh, well, no, I was talking about the Marine I was with.
Okay.
I think it was Hargett that I was with. It's not really that interesting. They had motorcycles out there. They were already out there, the Air Force. So we brought along Caminet, those net tents. But, man, this is our first time setting one up. We didn't know how, so we kind of just tossed it on the bikes and laid down underneath it. Because, out in the Philippines, man, if you weren't in the shade, it was 10 times worse.
Oh yeah, because it's like Arizona heat, but it's 100% humidity. It had to have been, because you exist, you sweat. It's abysmal.
Yep. And then this doesn't sound true, and I really don't think it is, but somebody had said that the average temperature there while we were there was 127 degrees, which, no, that's not probably possible.
I'm pretty sure that's like the world record for the hottest temperature that seems a bit much.
Right, but there's no arguing it was hot.
Yeah, it definitely felt like
and
it.
Sitting there on white volcanic ash all the time. Ugh. Man, even in my boonie cover, I'm walking around that post. You know how we had watches? Yeah. I was walking around it just for 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And like they were concerned, like, are you good? Because of how sunburned the ash made me. Even though I was covering up as much as I could.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It was reflecting off. So you're being cooked from both sides.
Yeah, like I don't know, dude. Read the room. Do I look okay?
But yeah, on one of those where I was driving the higher ups around, we went, you probably remember this one. Maybe not. I don't know if you guys did it more than once. I was only there for the one. So we go up into the mountain, and there's this bleacher area and a command post, like this building.
Yeah.
A couple of the docs were with me. Corpsman, the Navy corpsman. I want to say, I can't remember his name. He was the real big guy with the mustache, and he ended up leaving because he got promoted, I guess.
Granau, Rojas.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, Granau, yeah.
Granau, and I don't think it was West. I can't remember the other doc.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that was my doc, the one I'm forgetting.
Oh, the corpsman that you had?
But anyways, we're sitting up here in these bleachers looking down on all these cars in the valley. And it was a mortar shoot. You guys were out there shooting your mortars.
Yep.
And I swear to God, every fucking time, first round impact. And I was mind blown. I'm like, dude, they can't see shit. But they're so good at whatever they're doing. Whatever your process is, you guys were so good. You hit the car every time.
Goddamn right we were good.
They would change the cars, and every time, first round impact. And I heard them talking over there. I'm like, yeah, is this not normal for them? Because that's the only time I ever saw you guys shoot, at least impacts.
Excellency is not just the standard, it's a way of life. Carry on, sir.
But yeah, and then I think that was every other time it was just driving them out there for our own stuff. Because, we launched 3 Javelin missiles. Mm-hmm. I want to say all 3 of them failed. One fell short. One is lost. It just kept going way past the target. And maybe that last one did hit properly, but he couldn't see anymore.
Yeah. That's going to be an awkward patrol to find when you're roaming through that desert.
Yeah. And there were, man, you remember the rifle ranges out there where all of them were sitting behind us waiting for our brass to fall on the ground?
Oh, the Philippine children?
Yes.
Yeah, that was weird. They were, so we didn't do the rifle ranges, I don't think, but they were waiting to pick up our, our big ammo cans that the mortars have? Yeah. They were waiting to pick up those, I think. I think it was that. Yeah, to, collect it for cash or something or scrap it.
Yeah, because, I don't remember what they said, and it probably isn't accurate, but a pound of that brass is like a month's worth of food for them.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. But one story of that, I remember, I didn't see it, but Kane did. He told me about it, and it's hilarious. Sometimes they would run at you before they gave the okay.
Ooh.
So Lance Corporal Reeves, my first team leader in the fleet,
no.
apparently he yoked one up and flung it away.
Flung
right.
kid.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a boy, girl, kid, adult. I don't know, but flung someone.
It probably
away.
was an adult because Filipinos don't grow that high.
Yeah, they were pretty small people, but yeah, Lance Corporal Kane, my gosh, was just telling me he yoked this guy up and threw him like 10 feet. Just
That's funny.
because they didn't give the word that it was okay to come yet.
Yeah.
Maybe the range was still hot.
That's hilarious. What was I gonna say with that? I can't remember. But
Something about the brass or the containers.
Oh no, I was gonna say. Do you remember Doc Carone? He was our corpsman, the big Carone. Yeah. I went to San Diego. You didn't pick up my messages to do a live show. No hate there. He had a funny story about how. Do you remember when there was a little village right outside of our fob, and they would sell food, they would sell clothes, little souvenirs. He had an MRE, a beef stick, and he saw this little kid, a little hungry. I think he was asking to trade stuff, but he was just going to give the kid a beef stick. So he goes to give this kid a beef stick, and then on this, you know how some of the Filipinos, they drive on the mopeds? Mm-hmm. He says, I remember seeing this chubby fat kid, probably the reason the whole village is starving, kind of fat. And I swear to God, he pulls up on the moped and he tried to steal the beef stick from the kid that he just gave it to. So Joey had to get in the way of this fat child.
Oh my God. That's wild.
I know.
I also have a picture of one of those shirts. Do you remember some of those shirts?
Yes, I actually have. Well, I don't have the shirt anymore, but I have the wacky designs. But please show
Yeah.
it.
So it's one of those that says no libo fuck, ladyboy fuck, or they were just saying random stuff.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to remember the words that we were saying, our phrases, but they butchered all of them.
Yeah, the poor English, Spanglish kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a T-shirt with a whole list. I'll send it to you.
Oh, please.
Philippines is wild, and they kept us three or 4 days short of getting a ribbon from being out there.
Wait, we were gonna get a ribbon for being there?
Maybe it was a rumor, but that was a rumor that was happening. Yeah, we were supposed to, but they pulled us out. We're there for 19 days.
What kind of sicko would do that? It's not. You don't have to pay for these things, do you?
No, I mean they have to put in all the paperwork, this, that, and the other. So I mean that's the only excuse I can come up with.
I'm only going to call them. I'm only going to call that person who made that, assuming they did that. I'm going to call you a scumbag for doing that, unless I actually know you and like you. Maybe there's a good reason for it. But if I don't know you, you're a scumbag for doing that.
Well, obviously, I was just corporal. I don't know the big behind the scenes.
No, I don't know either. But I mean, I'm a selfish person, so I like to.
I think during the MEU. No, during the training for the MEU, when we were on the ship,
yes,
we were shuttling people from one country up. We were shuttling helicopter to ship resupply to the U.S. for humanitarian aid. We were supposed to get a ribbon for that too.
Wasn't that the Bahamas?
Or a rumor again. It could have been. I don't remember.
I think it was the Bahamas because they were going through a hurricane or something, and they needed. They either wanted help, but they denied it because they wanted to prove their sufficiency or something.
Oh yeah, no. Baton was. We were parked right in between, and the helicopters are just running back and forth, shuttling people or goods or both. I don't know exactly. Yeah. Again, because the whole time for that, we were just.
I love how you said it almost sounded like human trafficking, just smuggling people. Right?
Humanitarianly.
Yes. We do not condone human trafficking at 4 years a slave. Unless it makes our products cheaper, then we are all in support of it. Oh, man, but wild times though. Very, very.
They were pretty wild.
Yeah.
I guess there were a lot of good times to look back on, even though I don't miss it or nothing.
You don't miss it?
They were still good times.
Can you please share the story of how you, because you got, everybody wants to know how to get the highest disability rating that they can get, but you sir, hit the home run. Very, very good, by the way.
Yeah. So, and you guys want to get with Sewell and reach out to me. There's kind of a lot of information about it. I get out, never had an injury, just the general, my knees ache. My hips ache. Like this morning, I actually woke up with pretty bad hip pain.
Yeah, just the normal arthritis at 25. Totally normal.
Totally normal
to have it.
For us. Yeah. So that's all I had. But there's kind of ways you can game the game because it is a game. You play by their rules, it's easy to win. But take that entirely out of the equation. You play their game with a doctor that they don't own. Like you pay a lawyer. I went to this lawyer place, Dale K. Graham. It's local though. It's not nationwide, but somewhere in your state, wherever you are, there's going to be a lawyer representative for VA claims. I just went up to that one. My dad told me a bunch of information. Do this, don't do that. Say this, don't say that. Like I said, it's a ton of information. But basically, you go through these lawyers, and they send you to their doctors, who will write out this letter to make the VA give you your rating. The first time I claimed it, I claimed my back, knees, hips, and this shoulder. I claimed paranoia, but it all falls under depression. Paranoia, PTSD, anxiety, it's all depression. So I went in there, did the range of motion test. You have to fail them on purpose. Like this one's not a fail, but if I lean this way, there's a certain point my back will tick. So I got a 10% off of that. And then I faked the psychologist so much that, life's okay.
I want to put a very big asterisk for this public service announcement. Payton Black would by no means ever kill himself, by the way. He would never take his own life. He does not have suicidal thoughts. No. I just want to let people know. The CIA, I know you're watching this. VA, I don't know what hitmen you have, but it's not going to work.
But yeah, I just rolled into the psychologist's office and, I didn't shower. I didn't fix my hair. I had a scraggly beard. Yeah. Looks of a depressed person. Okay. They don't care about themselves. So I'm just straight pan. Sometimes he'll crack a joke and I'll give him a polite smile. But I'm just real monotone, not very excited to be there.
Your acting skills are very on point, essentially.
Evidently, because I came out of that very first meeting with 70% and a $15,000 back pay check.
Whew, okay.
So, and I didn't have to deal with the VA at all through the entire process. The lawyers did all of it, the representatives. The second time I went back, I just up my back, up my knees, up my hips. Yeah. And then I went for hearing and they didn't give it to me, which total bullshit. How could an infantry marine not get hearing? Yeah. But anyways, I went back the second time and got 90%, which is not very big jump. So at 70%, you're making I want to say it was $1,200. Yeah. And then at it was not that big. I'm making $2,200 now, or $2,100 now. It was only $400 short of that. So from 70 to 80 is $200. Okay. From 80 to 90 is more $200.
Yeah, not nothing, but
from 90 to 100 is a $1,700 jump.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, so that's obviously the big ticket one. Yeah. This last time I went back there, they said, "Hey, we're going for 100. Claim everything again, trying to get it more severe. 70% is the most severe you can get on mental. 40% on your back, and the VA math doesn't add up. I think I have 130% disability rating, but it counts as 90%. Yeah. However their math works. Mm-hmm. But so here where I am, these doctors cost $300 per thing you're looking for. So $300, $300, $300, $300. And he wanted me to claim something else too. It all came out to $1,500 for these doctors. Yeah. That'll pay itself off in 1 month.
Easily.
That $1,700 jump.
Yeah, and then some. Yeah.
Yeah. Tax-free in my state. Kane doesn't have that. So it varies state to state, but Oklahoma is tax-free for 100% veterans.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we are hitting the end here, Mr. Payton. I will say, though, that is a very good, inspiring story to, give to the other service members of what they can do when they get out.
Yeah, because see, that's just what my dad did for me. So being able to tell all you guys that's the way to do it, man.
See, that's practical advice. Like Kyle Carpenter, you think you're the shit because you jumped on a grenade and then wrote a book, dude? This is the real stuff. Get on the show, Kyle.
Helping the little people.
Do what?
Helping the little people.
Yes. Helping the little people beat the system. Helping the little guy. Yeah. Yeah. What advice do you have to give to the people that are still in? Marines, sailors, soldiers, spacemen? I don't know what they call the Space Force now.
Don't try to go UA. You won't get away with it. I tried once.
I was about to ask if you were speaking about this from personal experience.
So how much time we got? It's kind of a long story, but I'll make it short.
It's 6-7 minutes, so it's 11:23, so we're okay.
So I'm detached to this other unit for a force on force, where I'm the bad force, and they're training on me, right? Yeah. I'm the team leader, supposed to show up at this time, but this schedule is out of fucking whack. I have no idea how to read the schedule. Yeah. So I take off to Ohio, where my family was doing a Guns and Ribbons breast cancer charity shoot competition. Yeah. Saturday night, I'm talking to my brother. I'm like, man, you think I should just stay one more day? I should not have, but I did. Mm-hmm. And so that whole day I spend with my phone is in my hatchback, out of reach, and I know they're just calling off the hook.
No, of course.
First Sergeant, what was his name? the one with the tattoos, Chitwood,
Yeah.
Staff Sergeant. Can't remember his. Oh my God, so bad with names.
Are you okay?
But yeah, everyone was calling me like, "Where the fuck are you?" It was not. It was Captain at the time, Geiger.
Yeah.
He brought me in for the NJP hearing, and I tell him a lie, because in the Marine Corps, I'm not really a liar when it's face-to-face people, but the Marine Corps, I don't care. They're a whole ass organization. Whatever I just did didn't hurt anything. So I lied. Said my cousin got in a bad accident, but I know that cousins aren't worth emergency leave. Only immediate family.
Yeah. That's actually pretty tactful, by the way. That's a good.
It's a pretty fucked up lie.
Yeah.
Cousin got in a really bad accident. He did, but at this point he was perfectly recovered.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said he closed it, put it off to the side, and said, "I'm going to get my 4 days back," and he did.
That's beautiful white lie leadership right there that I love. That's like the redemptive element. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, but because of that, I was one of the only one that 1 month that some guys stayed on the ship. I think it was DeJesus.
Yeah, DJ.
DJ, yeah, he was on that with me. I was there. I'm pretty sure because of those 4 days.
Yeah, and
Because the next time the lieutenant colonel or maybe colonel, he canceled it. He said, "We're not taking these guys from their families to go on watch for a month. The Navy has plenty of people. Keep the Marines at home." So yeah, that's him. That was Major Geiger now, I think. I don't know if he's promoted again.
no, he's major.
But
He's
that
actually
was-
going on lieutenant colonel, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was his get back. Way more than 40 days, but I owe it to him. So
Yeah, I was about to say you'd say that's a fair punishment given what happened.
and the lie.
Yep. Yeah. Well, so yeah, pretty much wraps it up. By the way, I still need JD Vance, you piece of garbage, to get on the show. By the way, should I call him out? I feel no. Do you have?
Did you not just?
Do what?
Did you not just call him
Well,
out?
no, I have a very passionate speech to give to this scumbag of a human being who I did vote for, by the way. You haven't repaid me for that. Well, because I don't think JD Vance is a scumbag. I find it very, very convenient of you how you have a story, right? You grew up in this environment. You were in the barracks. This is where you started from, JD. This is where you came from. You didn't come from Donald Trump where you were a rich family. You didn't come from heavy connections. This is the real you right here. All these stories that we talked about, this is your environment. And what you think because you're the vice president of the the vice president's not that important, right? Like
Not unless the president dies.
Yeah, you're second in command of the free world. You have to be a statesman around the world. You think that means you're better than me, dude? You're going to run for president probably in 2028 because you are one of the big candidates up there. And what's going to happen is you're going to ignore all those text messages I've sent you, all those drunken voicemails of me crying, begging you on my hands and knees to get on this show. And you're going to ignore all those attempts for me to get you on here. And you're going to wonder why you lose to a Lindsey Graham, to a Ted Cruz, some beta male cuck of a conservative you're going to lose to. And you're going to look back and you're going to say to yourself, where did I go wrong? This is where you went wrong, JD. You just have to pick up the phone to get on this show. You coward. What I'm saying is JD, I'm desperate. I need the views. I need to get canceled. I need money from this show so I can move on with my life and quit work. Please, JD, I am begging you. I will take APAC money to get you on this show. Whatever. I know Palantir sponsored you and they are listening. Get JD Vance on the show. I need it, please. I'm desperate, JD. I love you. Last minute advice. Good, heartwarming stuff. Is that pretty much it for you?
Yeah, that's all I got really.
Payton, I've all jokes aside, I'm very happy that because it's been like 5 years since we've met each other or anything, and we were in the trenches from day one, in a literal sense, literally in the trenches together, and now we're back, baby.
Yeah.
From boot dropping to dropping podcast episodes, we are so back. Yeah. I love you, Payton.
I love you too, man.
If before we go, do you have anything? I know you said you had a car club, but do you have anything that you want to promote? Social media, causes, anything like that? Anything that you want to promote or leave people follow you, stuff like that?
Black Label Armament in OKC, gunsmithing services owned by my family. I'm not going to promote my job because there's a lot of stuff here I said that they probably don't want to be attached to.
Okay, smart play.
And that's probably it.
Not a paid sponsor of this show, but the coffee really did help with the energy today. So thank you, Starbucks, for that. You can sponsor me. I do need the money. I'm desperate. So. Well, Payton, we'll wave it off, but we'll do whatever after the show. But thanks for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.